Welcome to this week's episode of Success in Women. I'm Linda.
I'm Andrea.
And today we're going to be talking about rules of thumb when it comes to fashion. But before we start, Andrea's got her tip for today.
Well, along the line of fashion, I was not too long ago thinking about my hair because I always have trouble with my hair. And I always say to myself, why do I always look great when I leave the hair salon? You know, the volume, the shine, whatever. It always does what it's told. And then, you know, so I was kind of browsing through the internet and asking those type of questions. And what they said was, which I found very interesting and it made sense, was after you get out of the shower, before you put any product in your hair, damp dry it. Either natural, you know, go about, do something else while you're waiting, or just give it a quick blow dry to get a lot of the excess water. Then you put the product in. And before touching it with a brush, do the same thing. Take the blow dryer and just, you know, take your fingers and push the hair around and get it a little bit damp dry. Then use the roller brush to start styling it. And when I thought about it, I said, that's right, because whenever I go, she washes the hair and then she cuts it. So it takes a while to cut it. And then it's, my hair especially is almost dry. She'll put the product in and then I see her do that and then she starts blow drying it. And I thought to myself, maybe that's the trick, and that's what I do now. And I think I do. I have more volume, and it looks
well, and
a lot better.
It definitely looks nice and shiny and everything else too.
Yeah. So you're not pulling and yanking with
wet
the brush,
hair.
Wet hair. And in the same vein, don't put your hair in a ponytail when it's right out of the shower wet, because the elastic or whatever you use will break the hairs, and you're gonna have trouble down the road, which one of my daughters does all the time. Anyways, that's your tip, ladies. Hope it helps.
Okay, so we're going to talk about rules of thumb. And remember, all these rules of thumb are just rules of thumb. You can do whatever you like.
Exactly. And you know what, Linda, do you know where that saying came from? Rule of thumb. In today's world, it means just common sense and experience that people have in the rule of thumb. But the saying came from the 18th century when now this goes back to last week we were talking women and how far we've come, that a judge ruled that a man could only beat his wife within the inch of a ruler. Can you imagine? And that's where the saying, a rule of thumb. I think it was an inch or the thumb or something in the
size of
let me see what it says. No thicker than his thumb. That was it. No thicker than his thumb. Can you imagine?
You know, I wouldn't want my husband to beat me with a wet noodle, let alone something that was
a ruler thick as your thumb. Oh my gosh. I thought
we have come a long way.
We have come a long way.
Yeah, like that would ever happen.
And you know what? With all this movement out there right now, I'm shocked they even allow that to be said in public or on the internet, rule of thumb.
It's true when you know where the meaning comes from.
Yeah,
but we're going to use it here today anyway.
Yes, exactly.
Again, but just as a common sense rule, not because you can get beaten by your husband no thicker than his thumb. I don't think that would fly very well today.
Right. And you know what? A lot of the things that I was searching out and looking at, you know, they made sense. Like one rule of thumb is if you're a little bit bigger or thicker around the middle, you shouldn't wear the horizontal stripes. And I never wear horizontal stripes. I don't like it. I don't like the look. I find that when you wear the vertical, it slims you down.
But you know what, Andrea? I remember that, I'm going to say that rule, way back when I was younger. And even though I wasn't big when I was younger, I always felt like I was overweight. and I never wore horizontals.
Right.
It was just one of those things I always heard that made you look wider.
Wider.
And I didn't
Exactly.
want that because I already felt big. And the stripes, I didn't wear a lot of stripes, but I remember having a few blouses and stuff. And actually, recently, I'm just going to bring this out because on YouTube, there's a lot of pictures of Meghan Markle with this particular blue striped shirt. And it's so beautiful on her that every time I see that picture, I'm like, it's so flattering to
Right.
wear this nice stripe. And that particular shade of blue and white
Right.
is really, really nice. So that if you're gonna buy stripes, buy the verticals and maybe a flattering color that looks good on you. Again, you can do whatever you like, but when we're talking about things that might help you to feel more secure and, comfortable,
Put together.
that's a good way to put it. Because when you're going for a job interview or your first date or going on a date with your husband, you want to look good.
Right.
And clothes really can make you feel
Really good.
really good. And Andrea is kind of like a professional shopper because she has a number of friends that's what they like to do in their spare time.
And I had 3 daughters.
Well, that's
And
true.
And we had so many functions. So we were always getting new little outfits for them, and they're very put together also.
Yeah, I just appreciate people who've got taste like Andrea, so she can help me get dressed because it's never been my thing, and I like knowing these rules of thumb because there's certain things that I wouldn't know otherwise, and so using these common sense rules that we're going to talk about, mostly Andrew's going to talk about today, because she's more the fashion guru than I am, but I do appreciate the lessons I get from other women.
Well, and the thing too with your closet, it should be sort of organized so that you have. They say we wear. How is it? 80% of the time we wear 20% of our
clothes.
wardrobe.
Yep.
And it's so true. When I look in my closet, I think, why am I keeping that? Why am I keeping that? Oh, maybe. No, there is no maybe. You probably will never wear it again. Even if it fit, it wouldn't be in style. So, get rid of a lot of the stuff. Have them organized, like your black t-shirts, your sweaters, your pants, or you can even put outfits together. I know people that do that, whereas I have, them sort of like that. And that way, you know what you have, and you can get dressed quickly. Like we spend so much time I got nothing to wear. What should I wear? But if you're a little bit organized, especially if you have to go to work and dress up, that makes
And I have
a
to
big
tell
help.
you, her closet is very organized compared to mine. And one of the things that I had learned many years ago, I tried doing this, but when you say we wear 20% of our clothes, and I know that's a fact for me because I like certain items, I feel comfortable in certain items, so I wear them a lot compared to the other 80%. And I realize that some part of that 80% that you have that you don't wear is for other functions that are just on the dressier occasions.
Wedding.
But besides
Yeah.
that,
Yes.
I know I have a lot of clothes in my closet. And when you say, yeah, maybe and even this morning when I was getting ready, I looked in my closet and I say, why am I still holding on? But part of the reason, there's a few pieces I have in my closet. It's because a very good friend of ours who's passed away now, had made me some of these dresses.
Right.
And I have a hard time parting with it because he made them.
That's right.
Except that I don't wear them.
I know.
And I know that somebody else could get a lot of pleasure wearing these dresses, and it would actually be better if I got rid of
Well,
them.
maybe if it was somebody you knew, right? Like I have a couple of the same dresses, not same dresses, but dresses made by the same man.
person.
And he's passed away. And if I could give it to somebody, I would be able to see wear it.
Yeah,
I'd
I
feel
know.
better. But knowing that his hands touched it, and also there was some beautiful rhinestone buttons that came off of his partner's late mother's outfit. And
wow.
there's no way I'm giving those, So yeah, there's a few items like that. But other than that, everyday clothes, we should be just chucking them, or not chucking them, but donating them
Yeah.
to bring in new stuff.
Well, and that's the thing, because even on the weekend, you know, I ended up buying, I'll say 4 more t-shirts. And I said, I'm going to get rid of some of the ones that I have that I'm not really wearing. Well, when I went through my closet, I found one so far that I, you know, but really, if you're bringing, this rule of thumb is, if you're bringing something in, you should be giving something away or
Right.
getting rid of something in your closet. But one of the things I was going to say, as a rule of thumb, people should go through their closet every so often. You hang everything back that you think you want to keep, opposite to where you normally would hang things. And in the next 6 months to a year, if you still have things that are hung backwards,
Hasn't been turned around.
it means you haven't worn it, which means you should be getting rid of it.
Yes,
Because
that's a
why
good-
is it in your
good-
closet?
Right, right. And so when you're out there buying, the rule of thumb is when you see a top or a jacket or a sweater, think off the top of your head if you can wear it with 5 different things, 5 different ways. With this jacket and that pants, those pants and that sweater, maybe with a skirt. So if you can get to at least 3 or 4, then you should buy it. And if not, think about it. And I read somewhere once too, and it works. When you're thinking to purchase something, you should give yourself, I think it was 30 seconds to actually think about it. Don't just throw it in your cart and I'm buying it. Walk around the store, and if you still want it by the time you leave the store, then buy it. But if you're still hemming and hawing, put it back. You could always go back to get it, you know?
Well, you know, it's interesting because I remember when my sister and I were quite young and we used to go shopping sometimes. Maybe that's why I hate it now. I don't know. Not because she did anything, but I started, you know, when I was younger. My mother always let us, you know, go and buy our own clothes, pick our own clothes
Oh,
and
really?
stuff. Yeah, not that she came, but she'd give us money to do that. And I remember one time going into a store, and you know when you put something on, you can tell pretty well whether or not it's something you feel good in.
Right.
And there was something that I tried on and I didn't feel good. It fit, but I didn't feel,
This is me.
yeah, and it didn't make me feel special. It didn't make me feel anything except it fits.
That's okay.
It
yeah.
fits.
Yeah.
But the sales lady
Was
pushing, oh yes, that looks great on you, blah, blah. Anyway, she convinced me to buy
Oh,
that
no.
outfit. And you know that when I got it home, I might have wore it once, but I never felt good in it, and I
Wow.
never wore it. And I couldn't bring it back, you know what I
Right.
mean? And that's one of the things now that, you know, you can't let people push a sale on you.
That's
just
something
because-
I've had to really learn because of my girlfriends that I shop with, and they're very kind of pushy that way. So I have learned to say no very firmly, and I just say no, sorry, I don't like it, and then they say, oh, okay, you know, they try, but no, I know what I like and I know what I feel good in.
And that's the thing. You really do have a sense of what makes you feel good when you have it on. For comfort, for the look. How you just, all of a sudden it just changes. You was like, wow,
Right.
I feel pretty good. I feel pretty sexy here, you know?
Exactly.
And you don't get that feeling all the time.
No.
But you can't let somebody force what
No.
they think on you because
Exactly.
you're the one wearing it.
Yeah. Another rule of thumb is when you're dressing up to only combine at the most 3 colors.
That's a
So
good
this,
idea.
yeah, this is something I wasn't aware of, but if you want to wear, you know, a skirt, a blouse, and a jacket, then it should be only 3 colors and in the same shading. Like personally myself, I like 1 color down the middle and then a different color jacket or sweater. So that's 2 colors. So
Yeah.
they're just saying generally because you might put on a different pair of shoes or boots that are offsetting the colors, the two
What
colors that
happens
you're
if
wearing.
you wear a flowered dress
Well-
that's got multicolors?
Well,
in
I
it?
guess that's one outfit, but if you're
Okay.
putting an outfit, like I even thought the shirt I have on, well, it's burgundy, gray, and white, but there are a few little
Green.
green leaves in it, but they're not popping.
Yeah.
You know, so that's another general.
Do you know that it makes me think of, remember reading many years ago about Audrey Hepburn, and she actually, to simplify her whole closet, had most things in black and white.
Right.
Like as a general rule, she didn't wear color. And so it was easy for her to put an outfit
I have
together.
a few friends like that. Yeah.
See, and for me, because I find those boring colors,
Mm.
even though it would simplify my life, I love colors. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
always
you
looking.
wouldn't feel good in the black
I
all the
wouldn't.
time.
No.
You just wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus, it's too serious of a
yeah.
color for me.
And another thing, Coco Chanel always said, once you're all done up and ready to go, look in the mirror before you leave the house, take off one accessory so you're not overdone. And I thought, wow, you know, because it's true. I see people out there, they've got earrings, necklace, 2 or 3 bracelets, couple of rings, a watch. Some have ankle bracelets. Like they're just dolled up to the nines. And I think that you have a few nice pieces, you look amazing.
And it's true, except that I would have a hard time taking off accessories because I always go out with my Fitbit watch. And of course, I have my earrings, and I never really change my earrings. I like loops. I don't have any at the present time because I keep losing one. So I have a lot of mismatched earrings. But I have my gold earrings with my black pearl, and I just leave them on because they're
Right.
neutral enough to wear with almost anything.
yeah.
But there's
Well,
nothing
you don't
left
wear
to
a
take.
lot of jewelry.
I don't. I have no rings. I
I
have
guess
no
she-
bracelets. I really
And I
don't
guess
have
she's meaning
necklaces.
too, like if you have a scarf, a hat.
Well, even that,
you
you're
know,
right.
Those are all
Accessories. You're
So
right.
Don't overdo it.
Don't
you know?
over accessorize.
Don't over accessorize.
Yeah.
Now, another rule of thumb, ladies, especially the single ladies, that red and orange are colors that catch a man's eye the most, especially red. And so if you're out there going out to party with your friends, put on a nice red dress.
I was just going to say, you know, and one of my favorite dresses that I have, it's a long dress, I don't get to wear it anymore, is red. But I have to say, I guess this is the thing that's missing, right? I can wear red because I love red, I love orange, but I haven't got the man, you know, going after me. But I guess you have to go to parties and stuff to
Right.
actually
That's
go
where
to the
you have
men,
to
all
wear
right?
it.
Because
Exactly.
I do wear the colors, but I don't get
And
the
they
attention.
it says that the red and the pinks make you look younger.
Oh, that's good.
So that's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
And so another rule of thumb, if you have a little thicker tummy, you know, if you're in the market for a dress or a top, try and find ones that are either empire waist or they have the what do you call that? The scooching or scrunching. You know how they have the materials
That actually
like that
is flattering.
That is flattering for,
Yes.
for women that have maybe a little thick around the middle. And some of us get like that.
Yeah, especially menopausal women.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
It happens.
Exactly. And the other thing is about the ankle boots. Like you see a lot of women wearing ankle boots with capris or shorts and bare legs.
Oh.
And it's not really that attractive. That's a rule of thumb. And the same with the tall boots. If you're wearing tall boots, they look much nicer if you have tights, like black tights.
Well, I was going to
or
say, but
the jeggings and the leggings that are out there.
Even the short boots look great with tights. I find tights are very flattering for
I
a lot
just
of
say,
outfits.
Rule of thumb is don't be bare-legged.
Yeah.
It's not attractive, I guess.
Well, I guess it depends on where you are and the season that it is.
Yeah.
Because in the summer, I'm bare-legged all the time.
Right.
I actually can't even tell you the last time I put on a nylon or a pantyhose.
Oh, I know, me
because
too.
in the winter, I wear tights in a
Right.
cold climate. And in the summer, I'm bare-legged.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. And I used to wear the thick tights all the time when I worked and when I went curling, because
Yeah.
I wore the kilt.
Yes, me too.
And then if I had a pencil skirt or something,
Yeah.
I love to wear the tights.
Tights.
I hate nylons. And I got to tell a funny story because we were going to a wedding, and my girlfriend had just come back from Poland, and she bought these nylons, gorgeous nylons, beautiful, but they were the thigh huggers.
What's this? I don't know what a thigh
It doesn't
hugger.
have a panty.
Oh.
It just has elastic
Oh,
around
and
your
it's supposed to stay
thigh,
up.
and it stays up.
Oh,
So I
okay.
put them on. Beautiful. They're nice, gorgeous. We go to the wedding, and it's at Ontario Place. You know Ontario
Yeah.
Place? So the parking is far away from the venue. So we start walking, and it's hot. So hot. So we start going up the stairs. All of a sudden, I feel the one nylon
Rolling down.
slipping, and everybody's around. People everywhere. I got a dress on. I can't just lift it. Oh, so maybe don't buy those kind of nylons for the heat or maybe the heat was affecting the elastic.
Yeah, the
I don't know,
elastic.
because you're sweating and whatever. But I thought I was gonna die. So we finally get to the end.
Never wear those again, huh?
Never. And then we get to the end of the corridor, and I just ran into the bathroom as quickly as I could.
That's funny.
And another thing for older women is to wear loafers. Loafers
Oh.
look very nice. They're comfy.
I love loafers, and I have to tell you, and unless you ladies can find some nice loafers, you can let me know, because I'm always looking for loafers.
Because they're
And
always in style.
they're always in style, but the thing that I found is that if you go in the men's shoe department, you will see
Oh.
tons of loafers for men,
Right.
gorgeous loafers for men, and you go to the women's, and it's so difficult. And when I find them, I'll buy like a couple of colors, because I wear them with everything when I'm, working
Right.
back at my regular
Right.
job.
They're comfortable. They're good for all ages.
Oh.
And they're easy to slip on and off.
Oh, my
That's
God.
another thing. So if you're, having trouble bending over, or
But they're better for your feet.
and they're better for your feet. You can put the insoles in them if you want extra cushion, whatever. And
Yeah.
I remember when I worked and I wore those high heels.
High heels.
Oh boy.
We
oh,
all
boy.
did when we were younger,
Yes.
but I have to tell you, if women continue to wear their high heels on a regular basis, now I'm noticing people's feet, and they're getting these big bunions, because that's what the heel is doing, because you're pushing down, and it's not good balance for your body.
Right.
And as much as you want to look good, and I get why women wear it, I really do,
Yes.
but we suffer later.
Like I always say, if they have a platform
Yes.
or a wedge, it's not so bad because your foot isn't
Yes,
has
it's
so
still-
much pressure.
Yes.
But those stilettos and some of those, when I'm in the stores and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, I wish I could, but no, forget it.
And I do have a couple of pairs still for a one-off occasion, if we absolutely had to wear something that, a nice stiletto would look good. But I rarely, I'm going to say once a year, I don't think I'm putting them on anymore. But I've kept them because my feet aren't growing, so I can still wear them if I need to. And they're just a nice, comfortable.
Comfortable,
Forget it.
yeah.
High heels are not that
Yeah,
comfortable, but
Well,
they're a nice looking
I
shoe.
do wear them like if I go to a wedding or a function as such. But what I do if I know there's dancing, I bring my fancy flip flops and I exchange just before the dancing starts.
Yeah.
But anyways, ladies, so the rule of thumb is just because something is available in your size does not mean you should buy it. Remember.
And it's kind of like what I was saying as well, though.
Yeah.
That wasn't a flattering outfit that I had, and it was in my size.
Right.
But
anyways, I hope some of these tips helped you out a bit. And if you're in question about anything, you can look it up. And that's what I do, to see what should I wear, especially when you're getting older and thicker.
But if you want to share some comments, on Facebook or wherever, this helps other women as well. We're here for you, but we want you to share some of the things that you've learned along the way
that we can pass along.
Yes, because we're always trying to help each other. And really, women, we should be supporting each other to look our best.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is our show for this week. Signing off, but we hope you
Like
share.
and subscribe.
And until next week, see you
Bye.
later.